So, I've kind of dropped the ball on filming, but it's now almost 24 hours after I got my teeth extracted. And I'll just tell you right now, this is going to be more of a story time than a show and tell. So if you wanted to see the gory details, just move on, because I'm not ready for that, and who knows if I'll ever be ready for that. I don't think you're ready for that, to be honest. So, and I don't know how many of you actually want to see that. So I'm going to tell you what happened. And the best I can with this lisp. Let me tell you, talking with this thing in, this denture in, is not the best. But I will show you the denture, so here. Oh my gosh. Look how stupid that looks. That looks awful. But at least when I'm just smiling and talking, you really can't tell, so only I know how stupid it looks. Except now you do too, so there's that. But as you can see, I'm still my normal, happy, smiling self. Like, honestly, I really thought I was gonna have a mental breakdown when I saw my toothless face for the first time, or the 10th time. But I haven't shed a tear yet, and I'm really amazed by that. I'm not sure why. I don't know if I'm maybe mentally blocking it, if maybe I'm like hasn't fully sunk in that this is the new way, or maybe I just was so mentally prepared because I'd seen this coming for so long that I'd already preemptively grieved it. I don't know. But for whatever reason, I seem to be mentally handling it okay for now. So, yeah. But let me tell you what happened. Let me get some water first. Like, one thing I didn't anticipate was dry mouth. And for some reason, now I'm feeling like very cottony in my mouth. So hang on one sec. And sorry for the gonna be increasingly weird lighting because the sun is setting, and I just now got the gumption to pull up the camera. I was resting, y'all. I'm allowed to rest too, right? Creators can rest. So, okay. So what happened was, I got to the appointment, it was like 1 o'clock, and he was like, we don't have the partial denture made perfectly. It's not finished yet. Because I'd gone the week before and seen the impressions, like literally of my teeth, you know. Ooh, this lighting is terrible. Now that I'm actually looking at it. Hang on. So I saw that something was made, right? Just wasn't, oh, that's better. It just wasn't finished. And so I got there and he's like, well, they're still not made. So I'm like, why? But anyway, he said, come back at 4. So I came back at 4. They're made. We proceed with the procedure. Proceed with the procedure. That's good. So, like, I posted a short about, like, after they shot me up with the numbing stuff with, is it epinephrine or Novocaine? I don't know what they use, but it is a stimulant. And whoo boy, like, I don't do caffeine or anything anymore, so I'm very sensitive to stimulants, and there was like 4 or 5 syringes, big long ones, and it really got me spun. And so I made that short, like, in the moment of like, it sucked. Okay, so they're numbing me up, they left me in the room. Like, if I'd had a heart attack, they wouldn't even know, because like they left me in the room after shooting me up with this intense amount of drugs for like good 15-20 minutes or so to let it soak in. Okay, fine, I'm totally numb. And then he doesn't put the seat back or anything, and I'm like, you better not drop these teeth down my throat. If you drop a tooth down my throat, I'm gonna kill you. So I'm thinking maybe that's why he didn't have me lean back. It was like I was just sitting almost upright for the whole thing, which if you've ever been to the dentist, usually they lean you back, right? So he just gets in there, and it's like 4:30 at this point. Their place is going to close in half an hour, and he just takes the little clamps or whatever they are, and just all I hear is like the bone creaking, like, and then kerplunk, and it comes out, not kerplunk, but it comes out, and then I heard the sound of the tooth hitting the metal tray over there with his instruments on it. So, 5 little clink, clink, clink of my teeth coming out. And that was it. It literally took like 10 seconds. So that was interesting. And like when I was done, I was just like in shock that it was that easy to just pull these teeth out. Not that I expected anything else, like they're practically going to fall out anyways. So we all knew it was going to be an easy thing. And then he just placed this denture in there just straight afterwards. And of course there's some blood, but they wipe it up barely. I walked to the bathroom with my face all bloody. And so they put this thing in, snap. Okay, now you got some teeth. I'm like, cool. So I go to the bathroom and I'm like looking at it, going like, holy shit. I'm just in shock the whole time. And I was just out of there, done. And then I come home. I ate some yogurt and some whipped cream that my husband made. Thank you, Martin, for making homemade whipped cream. He makes the best. It's awesome. And everything's going pretty cool. But still there's some blood coming, of course. But that I could not be prepared for what came next once the numbing wore off. Time for another sip of water. This is probably the most I've talked with this denture in so far. So, I wonder what this dry mouth is all about. If you have dry mouth with dentures, like, let me know how you solve it, because it's kind of annoying. Anyway, so the dentist told me, leave the partial in. Do not take it out. Leave it in all night. Take it out tomorrow afternoon. So I'm like, okay. And a few hours goes by, the numbing wears off, and then the blood starts pouring out of my face. Like gushing out of my face. And I'm thinking, okay. So I'm just laying in bed, like trying to rest, trying to just be chill about it. And he said, well, you can put some ice on the outside of your face. I got the ice pack. I'm trying to do everything I can. I'm just chilling. I go to the bathroom and look at it. There is a freaking blood clot, like 1 inch wide by 1 inch wide, down here, oozing out from underneath the I'm saying fucking too much, the denture. A huge blood, and I'm like, what is this? And I could still feel more coming out. So I'm like trying to be chill. Eventually, like, I had to just like pull it out of my face, because like it was so disgusting. And this is why I just, obviously it would have been much more dramatic if I would have filmed that. But for one, I don't know if you can show that much blood on YouTube. Like, I don't really know what their standards are for like medical gore, and I just didn't want to gross anybody out. It was gross. It was disgusting and scary. And so I was like, ooh, this probably shouldn't be happening. So anyways, 2, 3, 4 clots go by, and I'm just like, So finally it's like 10 o'clock at night, and I text my periodontist and ask her and tell her everything that's going on, ask her what I should do. She suggests I take the denture out, bite on a tea bag, black tea, which I have decaf, Earl Grey black tea. Moisten the tea bag, bite down on that, put some gauze on that, bite down on that. So I did that. So here I am biting firm pressure on all of this stuff. And then I even had a towel and a paper towel in front to push, because like the gums are so far down. I had to like push from here, bite from there. I did that for a good 3 hours total, from starting around 10 o'clock at night. And I changed the first time like every 30 minutes, but then like after the first hour, I went like a full hour without changing it, and that finally helped. So by the 3rd hour or so, the bleeding was controlled and the clots were starting to form. And then after that, I rinsed out and put the denture back in. And the rest is history, basically. And then tried to sleep with my head elevated, which is always not easy, right? So that brings us to this morning, which everything after the blood stopped, it's been much better. So it's just kind of been sore, and I only took like 3 ibuprofen, you know, coming back from the procedure, like before I got home. And then it was kind of throbbing a little bit late at night when I was trying to sleep, but I was like, fuck it, I'm not gonna take any more, because you kind of have to eat with that, and I didn't want to eat anything because I brushed my teeth, and so I just dealt with it, and it wasn't that bad. And I haven't eaten anything today so far. So that's kind of the story about how this has gone since. But the blood clots were really scary. Like, I really thought I might have to go to the ER. Like, I don't know. I don't know why like, who in their right mind? If you look up anything, and I did, of course, like, how did aftercare after tooth extractions, everything says bite down on gauze, you know, control the bleeding with pressure, right? Like, so why in the world would he say leave this thing in here? Because it's not pressing on anything. Like, did he think it was going to be so well fitted that it would actually be pressing on the gums? Because it is not. I don't know. This guy is kind of a quack, but hopefully he doesn't watch this video. So everything's fine so far. It seems to be fitting. I mean, about as well as it can fit. Talking is weird. Eating with it is weird. You know, I mean, it's only the first day, and the fit's gonna change as my gums heal anyway, so I'm not too concerned with it. They're gonna work with getting the fit right over time as everything heals. But I have to eat pretty carefully. I had some scrambled eggs and turkey sausage and spinach and cheese for breakfast. I had an omelet. And then I was trying to eat some peanut butter on an untoasted soft piece of bread. There's no way I can bite down on that right now. So I had to eat it with a fork and a knife, which is kind of weird. And it honestly, like, lessened my enjoyment of it, because part of why I enjoy eating that is, like, to feel the softness and biting on it and everything. But it's fine. Like, I'll get used to that. Hopefully that'll change eventually. And yeah, it's been, you know, obviously I don't like having to do this, but I think, what do you think? It look fine, right? As long as you don't see the bottom, then it looks like, what the hell's going on? I don't know if they're gonna, like, make the shape more natural looking or anything over time, but I think, like, if you're just talking, it seems fine. I feel like I can notice a difference in my voice, but let me know in the comments if you think. It just seems like the S's are kind of lispy now. And maybe once they get the fit right, that'll improve. I just don't know. It's definitely weird trying to talk without it. I know you probably want to see what it looks like, but not right now. Maybe later. Maybe after it's healed. So it's just like little holes, and then they're plugged up with the clots and stuff. And I'm sure you can find Google pictures of tooth extractions to see what it looks like. It looks like that. So yeah, I think that's about it. Sorry I didn't, like, you know, film all the steps, but I was going through it, and when you're in the middle of going through it, you don't really feel like filming. So anyway, I survived, and if you have to get teeth extracted, I'm sure you'll survive too. And don't hesitate if you need to do that, because it's for the greater good. If it's gum disease, it'll help prevent it from spreading and hopefully slow it down in the process, and it'll be good for the overall prognosis of your health. So with that, I think I will close and see you all in the next video. Or if anything interesting else happens, I will let you know in regards to this. But coming up pretty soon, I have some completely unrelated photography news, which will be quite juicy. stay tuned.